Hi teachers, one of the big concerns I've heard this week is around social connectedness for students, particularly primary school students where it's not recommended that they video conference together. That's for a range of reasons, but mostly about keeping them safe and some of the security implications involved with them happening, and depending on the type of software platforms that they use, it can be quite risky. So let's leave video conferencing aside and look at a completely different approach. What I'm going to show you today is how to create a virtual classroom or virtual playground using Minecraft, where your students can get together and catch up. We're going to use it in addition to classroom mode so that you as teacher can oversee the conversations, make sure that the chat's appropriate, and to also get in there and see your kids as well. So this is the video for teachers. I'm going to attach a video for students so that you can send that home and they can sit down with a parent and download and play and learn how to join in with you. So there's two sites that I'll attach to the end of this video. The first one is Minecraft Education Edition. You need to come here and you can see that you can check to see if you have an account. Now, as a Victorian state school teacher, you will automatically have an account. It's your TO number at education.vic.gov.au. Students will use their at schools credentials. If your school's not currently using at schools, that needs to be set up in order for them to have free access. So the student and the teacher download Minecraft Education. The teacher also needs to download Classroom Mode. Both versions have Mac, PC or iPad. So once you've downloaded those two programs and put them in your applications, come to your applications folder and you'll see them there. I'm going to open up Classroom Mode first, and you log on using those credentials. So at education.vic.gov.au and use your Edumail password. So I'm logging into Classroom Mode and I'm going to open up Minecraft Education Edition. So Classroom Mode looks really daggy, but the good news is it's nice and simple. So all you have to do is come across and click on Waiting Room and you'll see this code. Copy the code and that saves it to your clipboard. Then come to Minecraft and click Play. And in this library, there are a bunch of tutorials. So if you've never played Minecraft before, you can skill yourself up so that you can join in and meet up with the kids as well. But also have a look at some of the lessons and things that are in here because they're great resources. So to set up the virtual playground for your students, you're going to come down to Create New and make a new world. And I like to call mine the name of my class. So I'm going to call it 4D Virtual Playground. Where it says default game mode, drop that box down and switch it over to creative. This puts the emphasis on it being a collaborative and creative world rather than going around in survival mode with swords and things. So once you've set that up, that's pretty much all you need to do. And you can see there's a host button here. You can click host this way, or you can sort of host it once you're in the game. It doesn't matter, both versions work. So I'll show you what it looks like if you go from this end. So click, if you see down just while we're here, down the left-hand side, there are all of the instructions showing you how to move around. If you click escape, that will enable you to move your mouse around and to change the settings and things. So I mentioned before that I copied that code from Classroom Mode. Click T to open up the chat box and paste that code in. Now what that's doing is basically turning this into a global world. If I escape out of that for a minute, you can see as soon as I pasted that code in, it booted this up. And this is a map, a player roster, so you can see all of your students log on, and you can moderate all of the chat in here as well as sending out global messages to everyone. So to get your kids to join this virtual playground, come across to this symbol here and see the Start Hosting button. Now, I showed you before, I just hit play. You can host when you set up the game as well. It's up to you. It does exactly the same thing. Once you choose to host, it creates a game code. You can screen capture that code or write down the words by hovering over the picture. And then if I come into my Google Classroom, I'm going to attach the link of that picture so that the kids can all see the code to join my world. And it's posted onto the stream there so kids can access it. So today I'm going to set it up for recess and post that. So what does it look like for the students? So the student logs in the same way as you, but rather than create the world, they're going to join the world. They add the code that you have put on the Google Classroom and hit confirm. And then as the teacher, you'll see them join your world, and it looks a bit like this. Yay! And I can see Steve's there. He's joined us. Enthusiastic typing. And if I come back to my game in here, I can now, there he is. Hi. I can then have a virtual catch up and we can have a little bit of chat. This is a great option for kids in your class rather than video conferencing.